In this series of the podcast, I will talk and explain the learnings from a leadership program I attended in November 2021. We've always heard, seen, or experienced some style of leadership in our personal and professional lives. We know someone who's added enough value to be either revered, respected, or beloved by their family, team, or masses. For most of us, leaders are in the form of businessmen, women, celebrities, head of state, or army chiefs. And all of us ask a lot of questions such as, what does it take to be a leader? How do you become a leader? Associating leadership with success is very natural for us, and that's where we either hear rags to riches stories or people who've gone through the grind to reach where they are. In order to learn those skills and to be closer to leadership, we tend to hear from either branded institutions, names of public figure, or people who are at a certain designation commanding certain authority in their organization or institution. With all of these points, there are certain key questions which arise. Where does leadership come from? How would you even call yourself a leader? Are there some skills you could acquire with a quick certification, or does it require guidance, shadowing someone for a while? We live in a perception and valuation driven world, where in general, we would want some quick display of our learning, which would automatically raise our acceptance within the professional or personal society. I've been working for 14 years now, and for the past few years, I've felt the urgent need to understand these same questions. But as a hardcore middle class person, I've been stuck in the loop of evaluating the curriculum versus the cost, time, and effort involved in such leadership courses available. Also, I wasn't interested in hearing any suggestions from a $1 million or $1 billion valuation CEO. I've been following one person over social media for a long time. For the same many years, I've been trying to find some leadership answers. His name is Dr. Gaurav Pradhan. He is a data scientist who's become successful past many years, not only understanding the geopolitical or national landscape, but also preemptively calling out moves before rest of us catch up to it. Early 2021, he called out his desire to start a leadership program for anyone who wishes to enroll. Now, there were key differences in this program from any other leadership programs out there. First, this was called Sanatan Leadership Program, which means examples will be taught from our Indian historical books, Ramayan, Mahabharata, and Chanakya Niti. Second, this would be held in Srinagar and not online or any tier 1 hotel grand halls. Third, there would be practical learnings too as part of the session, but the itinerary wasn't provided, even till the first day of joining. Now indeed, there was a cost associated here, a huge one for any middle class person. But 3 reasons made me go for the course. First, the cost-benefit analysis with respect to the curriculum, time, and effort compared to branded institutions. Second, if your dreams are big, the risk too needs to be huge to achieve them. Third, I knew there was a huge spike in interested applications, and there wasn't any guarantee if there would be any other similar session in future. While I can go in length about the experiences of the course and people around, I'll leave that for another session. I also gradually realized the importance of selecting Srinagar as the location for the course. I don't mind this location, after all it's my native land, from where my family belongs. My parents were born and brought up in Srinagar their entire young and teen life. While I can emphasize the importance of practically attending this course, I can definitely try explaining what I learned from the program. So let's dive into the first episode. The course consisted of 2 sections, Shastra and Shastra, Compendium and Weapons. As the words are self-explanatory for any Indian, Shastra, where Ramayan, Mahabharata and Chanakya Niti are explained, and Shastra, where we get to meet and greet people from the armed forces. This definitely was quite interesting because leadership can be won with guidance, like Sri Krishna, and sometimes won with a weapon, Shri Ram. This course also explained how both these words go hand in hand in leadership and life. One would ask, how would you link Sanatan with leadership? Well, because Sanatan empowers an individual with their skill and talent. Sanatan is not a book, but a library from where you can pick any knowledge and apply it based on the circumstance. From our Shastras, Ramayan teaches us the quality of leadership. Mahabharata teaches us how to develop it. Chanakya teaches us how to use it. And Arthashastra teaches us where to use it. I will explain about the Shastra section, and wherever possible, I'll add an example from our Shastras of leadership. Let's start with Ramayan. A leader has to achieve a common goal. A leader is an engine who drives the entire group, takes the lead, empowers individuals to use their skill and talent. Biggest of all, leadership has to be selfless. Let's break this down. A leader has to achieve a common goal. Example, like Shri Ram to take Sita Mata from Ravan. Like Shri Krishna to help Pandavas in order to defeat the Kauravas. A leader is an engine, driving the group, taking the lead. Like Shri Ram taking Vanar Sena to Sri Lanka, and Shri Krishna leading the Pandav Sena. A leader empowers individuals to use their skill and talent in due course to reach the common goal. Like Shri Ram used Nal and Neel for Ram Setu, Hanuman to be the messenger, Angad to lead the Vanar Sena. In Mahabharata, Shri Krishna using Shikhandi to kill Bhishma, Drishtadumna to kill Drona, and Abhimanyu to penetrate the Chakravyuh. A leader as selfless. Both Shri Ram and Shri Krishna did for what was right, for Satya and Dharma. I shall explain in due course the importance of these two. We can break leadership into two styles, transformational and transactional. A transformational leader is a person who engages with others, creates a connection and raises the level of motivation and morality in leaders and followers. They focus on vision, use charisma and enthusiasm for motivation. Most of all, transformation leaders are proactive in nature. A transactional leader is one side of the leadership, and it is an integral part of the full range of leadership model. This person focuses on supervision, organization, and performance. This style was created during the Industrial Revolution as a source of competitive advantage. They focus on goals, use rewards and punishment for motivation, and they are reactive in nature. There are many other factors to compare these two styles of leadership. Let's start with the first one, source of power. A transformation leader gets their power through character and competence, but a transaction leader from rank and position. Followers' reactions. It's commitment for the transformation leader, but compliance for the transactional. Time frame. Transformation looks for long term, whereas a transaction leader looks for short term. Rewards. For a transformational leader, it is pride and self-esteem, other than the relevant rewards. But for transactional, it is pay and promotion. From supervision perspective, transformational leader, it's not important. But for a transaction leader, it is. Counseling focus. A transformation leader looks for development, whereas a transaction leader looks for evaluation. Where does change occur? For the transformation leader, it is within the follower's attitude and values. But for the transaction leader, it is the follower's behavior. Where is leadership found? For the transformation leader, it is the follower's heart. But for the transaction leader, it is the leader's behavior. Leadership can be explained in three simple concepts. First, willingness to accept responsibility. Second, organize a group of people. Third, achieve a common goal. Now, where I mentioned the differences between these two styles, please do not think this means one style is good or the other is bad. That's definitely not the case. We have to understand no one is born a leader. They will have the skills of a leader, which eventually needs to be shaped before it's used at a wider level. Let's take a cue from Ramayan, because Ramayan talks more about the journey of Shri Ram, from Yuvraj Ram to Maryaada Purshottam Ram. Yuvraj Ram was a transactional leader, but Maryaada Purshottam Ram was a transformational leader. This journey took 10 to 15 years, and the same applies to us as well. We see many young talents amongst us who have the skills or are learning and shaping themselves, but they will always go through a journey to become a legend. There are two key components of a transformational leader: patience and character, dhairya or charitra. Patience comes with experience, which is why one must go through their own journey. They must pay their dues. Character comes with understanding their core competency. Now, one does ask, how do you define character and how do you identify your core competency? Well, go no further. Let's take a cue from Ramayan. Shri Ram left everything for Vanvas, his kingdom and other materialistic things, except for his Dhanush. As a Kshatriya, his core competency was his bow and arrows. We all have our core competencies. For some it's marketing, some it's technology, some it's managing. What we have to do is to identify that competency and do not compromise on it. Character also brings in stability, sthirta, inside you. And that stability, that sthirta, radiates confidence, commitment, and capability from you to others. When you stick to your character, you gain credibility and success. Shri Ram's life is all about character. His character led to focusing on two key components: Satya and Dharma, truth and righteousness in simpler words. You must have heard people saying, do what is right or you cannot hide from the truth. Satya, truth, is just like the light from the sun. Universal facts which cannot be hidden for long. It is inevitable for the truth to come out, and the path of least resistance is always to follow the path of Satya, truth. Dharma, or righteousness, is interlinked because only righteous can be truth and vice versa. And both are essential for a leader, as Satya and Dharma will never be for the benefit of one, but for the benefit of all. There has to and will be collective benefit when it comes to Satya and Dharma. If we compare Ram and Ravan from perspectives of character and leadership style, let's see. Ram, he made new strategic alliances and teams. Ravan ignored advice or any dissenting opinion. This is where Shiksha and Vidya are related to leadership. Shiksha and Vidya being education and knowledge, which are two different things. A good leader knows the difference between the two. A leader focuses on carrying along everyone, resolving differences, mediating, negotiating, listening to everyone. Which is why our forefathers came up with a relatable phrase: Suno sabki, karo man ki. Listen to everyone, but do what suits you the best. In other words, it's nothing but taking an informed decision. In case of a good leader, that informed decision is for the betterment and benefit for others. A leader gives value to their subordinates, gives local leadership importance because it understands that they are essential. Leaders create new leaders. They help others to take independent decisions. But these things are very easy to say unless you as an individual do not have a clear vision and problem definition. Shri Ram had a clear objective: to bring back Sita Mata, and in due course defined the problem statement. The problem statement being Ravan was doing wrong and was impacting the region with his arrogance. With these two sorted, he brought everyone he met on board with the objective and the problem. He ensured he aligned his vision into goals and goals into milestones. One of the most important aspects of a leader They should always have a smile on their face. A smile brings confidence, brings calmness in your mind and the others around you. At any point of Ramayan, you will never read or hear Shri Ram not having a smile on his face. Not even in any of the TV shows, movies, including anime, you might have seen. This also allows to have another important skill. Forgive those who have surrendered despite any previous animosity. I think we've established what are the qualities of a leader. And this would be a good time for me to finish this episode here. In our next episode, we will explore how to develop these leadership qualities in you by talking about Mahabharata and Bhagavad Gita. Thank you so much, and I will meet you later.